Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Strength Agenda Radio. My name is Tom. The gentleman who was previously holding and caressing that coffee cup like it was a newborn baby child over there is the John Ziegler. You don't have to do it now. You were doing it earlier, and I thought it was adorable. John, good morning, bud. How's it going?
Morning. I need this coffee. That's
I,
that's how it's going. Like
I
it's
have,
it's
I have to get on the road here in a little bit, and I've got my gigantic soup cup that everybody makes fun of me for, and then I've got two full mugs, like travel mugs, sitting on the counter
nice.
ready to go. I am going to be loaded with caffeine today, and I'm pretty sure I have an energy drink in my bag too. Um,
Nice.
so we are we are doing the things today because today is going to be a long day. But how's it going, dude? How's everything going?
Good, man. Good. I'm rocking a hoodie. I just want to give a shout out to my buddy Sean. The hoodie says hashtag coaching matters.
It does.
Uh he runs Sports Zone Chicago, which does independent coverage of like the Bears and the Bulls and
Oh,
everything else.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. So
The
his
Bulls
his
are a dumpster
website,
fire right now, but nice.
yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that's
Hey, would it surprise you if I told you the same guy that owns the Chicago White Sox owns the Chicago Bulls?
not in the least. Not in the least.
Yeah. So like all the White Sox fans that have been yelling Jerry sell the team now, surprisingly, shockingly, those chants are being heard at the United Center now.
Yeah. Well, you know,
He's
uh,
just he's just
but
a he's just an old Scrooge McDuck that just has zero touch. I was like, well, I don't care too much for basketball. Like when the Bulls are like in the playoffs, I'll watch because it's Chicago
sure. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff and the Jordan era and all that nonsense. But when I was watching the trade stuff come through, I'm like, I'm no basketball stat nerd, but I'm pretty sure they have like 4 or 5 point guards on the team right now, and you need other positions to
Yeah.
play.
No, 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 no. You just put all 4 or 5 point guards on the floor at the same time. It's a great battle plan. I'm not a big basketball guy either. And I think that's mostly because I top out at 5'8".
Yeah, right.
Um,
That was I just
but
I kept getting called fouled. I kept getting called for fouls all the time when I played. I was like, this is stupid. Why can't you hit the guy?
yeah, I kept getting called for not being able to hit the fucking rim on a shot.
Yeah.
But I am a Portland Trailblazers fan because I grew up in that area. It's the only professional sports team we had until the Timbers rolled around, and I'm a big Timbers fan. But same thing with that you're talking about. Like I'll check out trade deadlines,
Yeah.
but unless they get to the playoffs, I'm not really like
Yeah.
giving a shit.
But
But
shout
shout
out
out to
to
Sean. Like this is great. He had these made. Obviously during the football season because of Ben Johnson. I will give credit to Ben Johnson for doing miraculous things with the Bears that nobody
oh,
thought they'd be able to see.
not this early in the season, no.
No, no, not at all. So if you guys want to support local Chicago sports, head over to sportzonechicago.com.
Yeah.
And he's got some of his podcasts and stuff up there. He's a good dude.
Nice. Awesome. Shout out. What do we got going on with business stuff, app stuff, anything that people need to know about?
No, the app is a great place to get all your training though. So like sign up for the app. I do want to start talking about just like a program a week when we're in our podcast. So this week I want to kind of talk about the Everyday Power program. Uh,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm
That is the
finally,
that is the original. That is actually well, I mean, technically the weightlifting stuff was, but that was the first like everyday training program that I wrote.
yeah, it's a great program. It's a lot of fun. The nice thing that I really like about it is as a fan of like heavy lifts, right? But then also
Yeah.
wanting accessory work that's really good for you. This program provides that, and you can get it all done in like an hour.
Yeah, and that was kind of the intention of all the everyday training programs, but that
Yeah.
one in particular, it's my kind of take on conjugate, but
Mhm.
that program actually came about because it actually came about from my high school kids. When I was working, because I ran a very conjugate based program with them, conjugate with max effort. Didn't do a ton of dynamic effort with the kids, just simply because like getting them to squat and bench properly was a challenge in and of itself. I didn't
Sure,
want
yeah.
bands or chains into there, which was kind of cool that we had access to both of those at that high school. Shout out Shout out to Rob Heselton and Jones for that equipment. But yeah, it was just one of those situations where it was like the supersets and then the max effort lift with the warm up and stuff like that. It was a good compact routine that the kids could get done in an hour. And I always would be able to tell who was messing around on their phones and who wasn't staying on task because I'd be like, all right, time to start cleaning up. They're like, I haven't even done my accessories. I'm like, well, you were playing around too long.
Quit dicking around.
So yeah, but it's a great program. I love it. I actually right now, I'm running the repetition effort stuff, the 5x5 at 70%, 10 by 2, 8
Yeah,
by 2 waves. I'm running those right now on my box squats and my sumos to get as I'm rehabbing my ankle. The wide stance stuff has really helped continue to build that stability in both my ankle, my knee, and my hip on that side. And so
yeah,
it's really good stuff there. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. And there we've got a bunch of people on that program, and that's usually the one that they will like acquiesce to just because I
yes.
think it's just because it's the most like traditional looking one outside of
Mhm.
the Olympic lifting, obviously.
Right.
So yeah, get yourself on the app. Go to thestrengthagenda.com, start your 7-day free trial. Get yourself on the Power program or any of the other programs that are on there, and get your pump on.
Yep.
Um,
And then also, I do want to point out we have three new, well, kind of new, like three revised books coming.
ooh,
Um, we
yeah,
have we have the nutrition guide, the Strength Agenda nutrition guide
nice.
coming. That should be out next week, so keep an eye out for that. We have the strength operating system that's being worked on. That one's going to be cool. It's going to come with videos from Tom. Um, to be able to kind of explain some of the different things in that. And then redoing, not redoing, just expanding the marketing guide for
Hmm.
gyms and small businesses that we're going to launch as a standalone book because that seems to be one of the biggest needs for
Yeah.
a lot of gyms is like I don't know what marketing is. I'm just doing social media. So this will help with that. So
If
keep an
you've
eye out
been
for those.
And if you've been on the newsletter, you've been seeing the little updates and stuff that have been coming through there, talking about little tips here from the different books and stuff that we're putting out.
Yeah.
So if you're not on the newsletter, again, go to the website, subscribe to the newsletter, and get all those great updates. John does a fabulous job putting that all together.
Oh, thanks.
Significant uptick in newsletter subscriptions once John took that over and I stopped doing it. And rightfully so, rightfully so. But yeah, and then yeah, so let's go ahead and get on to today's topic. And it was one of those situations where I was traveling over the weekend, and I was at a training camp for my grid team, and we were just kind of at the gym as we were getting ready to go warm up and stuff like that, and everybody had their bags out. And they had the bag open with a variety of stuff, and we were all just kind of like, you know what you do, like when you're around other athletes and lifters, you're just kind of like, oh, what's in your bag? Oh, what's in your bag? And you kind of explain like, oh, this, I have this, blah 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 blah. So I thought
Right.
that'd be a good topic for us to discuss in terms of like just kind of each of us going through like what's in our gym bag, what we take around with us, why we take around with this, where we got it, where people can get it, and then just some kind of like a we'll go with like a top three list for each of us of
Yeah.
things that we feel like everybody should have in their gym bag. Whether it doesn't matter whether you're doing CrossFit, whether you're doing weightlifting, whether you're doing, whatever, like just having these essential things. So, I mean, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Are we talking about the bags that we have, like our go-to bags
Yeah,
first, and
like the
then
like when you go to train at somebody's facility, like what's in the gym bag that you always have with you? Like what are your essentials and why do you have them?
so I'm kind of I don't know, Rachel knows this about me, but a lot of other people don't. I am a gym bag junkie.
Oh, okay.
Um, I love like I'll see a new gym bag and I'll be like,
Yeah,
oh, that looks cool. Let me grab that one. And it's always this experiment on can I find something that like just fits every need for me? So I've
interesting.
done, the old school. I'm pretty sure most of us that have been doing this for a while started with the old school like duffel bag, right? You just kind of mashed everything into a duffel bag and it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
all mixed together. And then eventually, like some supplement broke open and covered everything and what other people assumed is like cocaine, but
yeah,
it's actually like creatine. So I've gone through a whole bunch. I've got a bunch in my office. So I want to run down the list of the ones that I've tried.
yeah.
So I did the Reebok CrossFit Games one from 2016, I think. You can only get it at the games. I still have it. I don't use it very often.
Yeah.
I'll use it for travel sometimes because it's
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
for like a carry-on. But as a gym bag, it's not great. But as a like memorial to a memento of having been at the CrossFit Games
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
doing.
Absolutely.
I've tried the Noble gym bags. They're nice. They're like waxed canvas.
Hmm.
I've had the small one and the big one, and they served me well for a little while. I tried the now defunct Haven bag, um, which was okay, and their stuff was the separated out. The problem with that is like it wouldn't mash down to be able to get it underneath the seat in airplane. So that's another kind of requirement
Yeah.
for me
Yeah.
is like that travel. So now I've got KNKG bags. So they used to be called King Kong, then I abbreviated it down to KNKG,
Yeah. Mm.
which actually kind of pronounces out as King Keg, not King Kong, but I understand where they were going with it, right? Uh, and I have their backpack that is the separated out one, and I have the big one and I have the small one, and I fucking love them both.
Yeah.
Like I got the small one originally to be like a work like bag to carry
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
laptop, all my work stuff in it, and then the
Nice.
bigger one to take with me to the gym. And I've
Yeah.
carried them both everywhere. So that's my go-to bag right now. And I don't see that changing anywhere in the future because
Nice.
it's just that it feels bulletproof. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Like it's just a solid bag. And it's got the dividers in it, but you can take the dividers
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
which is really nice. I like that ability.
Yeah, so I have I've been working those who don't know, I've been working with Serious Steel for
Yeah.
God, almost 10 years now.
Yep.
And they've been so good to me. And they got into the bag business. I think around
Yep.
like 2019, 2020 or
Okay.
so, they came out with like a rucking bag. Asked me if I wanted one. I said sure. Got it for me. And then I had that bag and then I had one of their duffels. Like I think I've got like six of their bags in my
Nice.
closet. Like they'll send them to me or whatever. But recently they came out with like a series of bags. I think you commented on the one that I had at Ironclad that one time, or Rachel might have commented on it. And
Hmm.
it's a similar thing that you were talking about. The big thing I liked about it was like the bulletproofness. It's that
Yeah.
it's not like it's like that Kevlar-esque type
Yes.
outer. And I love that because like I like with all the travel and stuff like that, it's water resistant. And then what had happened was they sent me like the series. Well, what had happened was I took the small one on a ruck, or not a ruck, but a hike, and I didn't have enough room for everything in there. So I was just like, "Hey, do you guys have a bigger version than this bag?" And he's like, Justin, the owner's like, "We actually don't even make that bag anymore." He goes, "But we came out with like three other ones. So let me know which size you want, and I'll send it to you." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, cool." I think I picked like the middle one or something. The package gets here, and I get all three bags. And so I have one that is
Nice.
the small one is in the back of my car as my emergency supplies kit. Like I've got like a
Okay.
flashlight in there, I've got a blanket, I've got like in case I get broken down on the side of the road, I have that, and that's in the back of my car. The second one I actually take with me to and from everywhere. Because same thing, it's got those dividers, it's got tons of pockets and all the different stuff there. You put patches on it, which who doesn't love like customizing their stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
The zipper, the thing I like about all their bags is the zipper is heavy duty. I was
Yeah.
constantly like breaking zipper, so it's got that super thick, super tough like zipper on it, and so that's like my go-to bag. Like today, when I go to get on the road here for this conference I have to go to, that's the bag I'm going to have all my food and my change of clothes and stuff like that in. And then their bigger one, it has all the dividers and things like that, and that's what I keep all my gym equipment in. Or like
Right.
even like when I train here at the house, like I have a bunch of stuff that I just keep in the bag. And the thing I like about it is it had a bottom compartment. You're supposed to put shoes in there, but I wear a
Right.
size 13 and my shoes don't
Yeah,
fit.
you're not good shoes in
So
there.
I have like I keep a roller in there, like my lacrosse ball, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like I put all that stuff in the bottom there, and it's just super convenient. It carries a ton. That was what started the conversation. Was like I opened the bag to start getting ready, and one of the guys goes, "How much shit do you have in there?" And I was like, "The answer is everything." Because I am one of those. I am a pack rat. Like I over prepare.
Okay.
So
Yep.
like I have everything in there from, like my bands to my mobility stuff to my wrist guards to my lifting straps to thumb tape to just you name it. It is probably tucked away somewhere in the bag. And it's funny because because there's so many pockets on that bag, I forget that there's stuff in there. And I'll be like, because the other thing I like is with that heavy duty material, if you get stuff all over it or you spill something inside of it or whatever, I just take
Yeah,
everything out and I can throw it in the washer and then you hang it up.
sure.
Um, and when I'm like emptying all the pockets to like wash it, I'll be like, oh snap, like I didn't even realize I had this sitting in here or whatever. And like so I'm fine. It's like little prizes every time I'm like I have to go wash the bag or whatnot. But I have the serious steel bags. Um I did a competition a couple years ago where they gave out King Kong bags and I simply just couldn't take it on the plane with me. So like I think
Mm,
I gave it to
okay.
somebody's wife, but it was the smaller duffel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like it
Okay.
was, and this was back when I was doing strongman, and it's just like you couldn't fit all my strongman gear in there. So like there was just
Sure.
no reason for me to hold on to it. Plus, I knew I had similar size bags at home. But yeah, like I do like the King Kong stuff. I appreciate that they've been around. Like you were talking about Haven. Haven
Yeah.
came out and they were like, hey, like we're here, we're doing this thing, and then they kind of just fell off. Um, and then
Yeah.
like King Kong has kind of been like, in my opinion, like the gold standard in terms of like longevity and consistency. Like their materials have always been good. Their stuff has been high quality. And then, yeah, and like I said, I rock a serious steel bag. So those are two great options if you're looking for bags. Go to King Kong, check out their big duffel. John is a big proponent of that. I am a huge proponent of the serious steel bag. Any of the bags, actually. They also do have duffels and stuff like that because that's how the conversation started. I
Right. Yeah.
I had ripped the thing that holds the strap for my duffel.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
messaged, I was like, hey, do you guys like on a different bag? And I messaged him back and like, I was like, hey, can you guys like, do you guys make duffels? And he's like, yeah, here. And he sent me like this big heavy duty one. And that's sitting in my closet right now. I don't take that as many places just because I've got book bags and stuff. And when I'm at the airport, like having a book bag is a lot more convenient than
Yeah.
a bag over the strap.
I think too, just as we're talking about bags with longevity, I think what we've seen is an evolution of like gym bag toughness and sturdiness
Yes.
because of back in the day, GoRuck entering the world with like their Cordera style
Yep.
ruck
Yep.
bags, and then also there's a company brand called 511, right?
Yeah.
And 511, same thing. They're like military. Everything was based on like military need, and I like the fact that a couple gym bag companies kind of jumped on that bandwagon and said, "Oh,
Yeah.
these are really tough. We could make ours this way and probably serve that community better." Because I remember having holes starting to wear in the bottom of
Oh
like the
yeah.
old nylon gym bags. And you're like, well, that thing's gonna have to go because I'm dropping my keys everywhere I go, or what have you. So, as far as what's in the gym bag. So I think one of the main things that's odd that I'll carry around with me a lot of times, and it's just based on what I got going on that day, is I'll have my laptop in it.
Yeah.
And that can sound weird to some people, but I
Oh
mean,
no. And especially you and I, like we're constantly talking, what are you doing right now? I'm at the gym. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, all right, hold on, let me take a look at this real quick. Like I always I hate it, but I now have two laptops in my bag.
Oh,
Um,
well.
well,
Yeah.
just because I have one for the one job, it's a work computer, and then I have
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
my personal computer, and so I also have two cell phones. The other one's sitting right there beeping at me. But yeah, no, it's and having those extra compartments, and like I'm sure yours has a similar thing. And mine's got a little sleeve, a protector sleeve that
Yes.
the laptop can go into, and it's super nice.
Let's talk about like the old man things that I have in my bag
Yes.
these days. I have my little like pill container that
Yeah.
has ibuprofen, Tylenol, dual like action. So it's a combo of ibuprofen and Tylenol. Um, So I'm just waiting any day for the autism to kick in. But anyway, uh,
Yeah.
I've got all the painkillers. Yeah. Um,
Got them.
yeah. So I've got all the like painkillers, right? Because sometimes that's my pre-workout routine is
Oh yeah.
pop a couple ibuprofen to get something to relax a little bit that's tight
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
get into it.
No, I
Um,
mean, that's got to be.
yeah.
Get your
What
drugs
about
in.
supplements? Do you carry any particular supplements with you when you to
I
the gym?
no, no. Like I
Yeah.
do, like supplement wise, I don't like. I have a routine with it. Like I'll do my vitamins first thing in the morning. Like
Same.
if I'm traveling, I'll
Yep.
have my little pill carrier things with me. But like for the
Same.
most part, when I'm working out, like no. Like I haven't in the past. Like I will do a non-stim pre-workout from time to time, but like
Sure.
most of the time I forget about it. So it's here and I'm at the gym or whatever. I also just don't feel like I do anything crazy enough to warrant it, if I'm being
Yeah.
100% honest. The only thing like I'll do is I always keep some sort of like electrolytes on me, whether it's like the little
Yes.
sticks or something along those lines,
Yeah.
or like a thing of Mio. I'll keep like that in my bag just to kind of have like some flavor to my water, of some sort. But no, I don't keep a ton of supplement. Honestly, I just really got tired of the shit opening up in my bag. That
100%.
was really what it came down to. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I feel like it doesn't matter how well the supplement company makes the container. Like, it's gonna find a way to open up in your bag. And
Yeah.
that was the issue I started to run into. Like, I'll throw protein bars in my bag.
Yeah.
Legion sent me a bunch of their protein bars and stuff like that. And so like I'll put like a couple of those like in the side pouch to have like either before I go in if I'm feeling a little like, ornery or whatever, or after if I know it's going to be a minute before I get a full-on meal once I'm done training. But no, I don't really carry a ton of supplements with me. I do keep I do have the old man concoction of the ibuprofen and like the Bengay and stuff like that that I keep
Yeah.
in a fanny pack. That goes inside of there just simply because, like I said, if that stuff opens up, like I don't want, like I don't know if anybody's ever tried putting on knee sleeves covered in icy hot, like it don't feel good. Um, so I have all that stuff in like separate bags and things like that, little baggies or in my fanny pack and stuff. But yeah, no, I don't carry too many supplements in my bag
Yeah.
at all. What about you?
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I'll carry like a protein bar. I have the sticks for the electrolytes. I also found Thorne supplement um sell creatine sticks. So
Yeah,
5 grams of creatine in a stick. So if I'm traveling somewhere, I'll load a bunch of those in.
yeah,
But for the most part, if I'm going to the gym, I'm gonna make whatever concoction I
right,
want
right, right.
before I leave the house, and
Yeah,
I'll put it in like an insulated ice shaker um like bottle,
yeah,
which are great. If you want a shaker bottle that's going to keep everything cold for you while you're headed to and from the gym and while you're at the gym, because if you're like me, you don't like warm flavored liquids.
yeah,
um
just
like ice shaker makes insulated, it's
yeah,
essentially a Yeti, but
yeah, yeah.
it's a shaker cup, so I
I
just
have
put
one. I
everything
got one
in.
from USAW and they're phenomenal.
Yeah, they're great. We also sell them on the website. So you can
There
get
you
ice
go.
shakers at our website. But yeah, so I make everything in that before I head out and then I'm good. And honestly, like my supplement game is pretty minimal these
Yeah, I
days.
just like my vitamins first thing in the morning is like the
Yeah,
biggest thing I take.
vitamins, same. I have so many vitamins though that I take, it is a little insane.
I get made
Um,
fun of for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anytime people see me, they're like, "What the hell? That is a lot of pills." I'm like,
If you
"Thank you."
lay all the bottles out, I mean, it takes a good
Oh,
portion of
yeah,
it.
I have a thing that's like a little container. It's like yay big that all the
Yeah.
bottles that sits on the top of my fridge. I'll send you a picture of it because I gotta go take those before I head out here. But yeah, no,
Um,
I'm on the same boat.
So, after that, right, the next thing that probably is a constant in my bag is obviously I'm gonna have my shoes. And it's dependent on seasonality. So I
100%.
usually always have some lifters with me,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Whether or not I put my gym shoes in the bag is dependent on the time of year that it is. If it's
100%.
nice weather out, I'm wearing my gym shoes to the gym. But if it's rainy or there's salt
Yeah.
on the ground
Yeah.
from the snow or something like that, like I'm gonna be a good gym member, right? And not track that crap all over the floor because somebody has to clean it and it's not me. So I don't want to be that person for them. So I definitely want my bag to be able to hold 2 pairs of shoes. My smaller bag only holds one. So if I know I'm just going to the gym really quick to like coach, I'll throw my regular gym shoes in there right now because if you're in the Chicago Midwest area, it's snowy and salty. Um, but yeah, I definitely want my shoes to be able to be in my bag. I used to like, I think a lot of people used to just hand carry them or you threw them in the bottom of a duffel bag again, and then they get all
Yeah.
funky and messed up. But
Yeah,
uh,
right now, I'm similar with the gym shoe thing. Like if I'm going into like work or something like that, like I'll have my shoes on me.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, I always have a pair of lifters on me. It'll depend obviously on the session and stuff like this. Sometimes I will
sure.
take them out because I know I'm not going to need them, but the chances of that are slim to none. So I always have, and that's the thing I think a lot of people is like make sure like whatever bag you're getting, it has room for at least one pair of shoes.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your little comment about being a good gym steward because I also keep my boots and like I have a pair of like hiking boots that I keep in my car when the weather's crappy, so I'm not tracking whatever's on my feet into the place I'm going to. So I think that's good, for sure. In terms of shoe maintenance and stuff like that, one thing I'm going to suggest for my Highland Games days and my coaching days, because everybody always jokes around or like makes fun of me because I have a fanny pack that I carry around. Have extra shoelaces on you.
Oh, that's smart, man.
Nothing is worse than when you're going. I had this happen to me at a meet one time when I was competing. I think it was one of the Arnolds. We were getting ready to go. Like we had taken our shoes off or whatever because we had a little bit of a break between snatches and clean and jerks. Went to go put my shoes back on. Went to go tie them, and I snapped a lace and
Oh,
we had to.
man.
I like yeah, and Glenn's like, you got to clean a jerk in a minute here. I'm like, I don't have a fucking shoelace, so I had to go take it off of one of my gym shoes and thread it through and everything like that. And you made it work. And from that point on, whether like I said, it was Highland Games, strongman, whether I'm coaching or whatever, I always have
Yeah.
extra shoelaces on me, just in
Smart
case,
move, man. That's smart. I like
just
that.
in case something happens. You never know whatever. And yeah, so like that's gonna be when we're talking about shoes, that's gonna be my one thing I'm gonna tell everybody. Like grab an extra pair of shoelaces, put them in your bag.
While we're talking about shoes, I will tell everybody probably one of the things everybody should do is get those deodorizers for your
Yes,
sneakers.
God.
Put some deodorizer balls in your shoes. Um, Allison, shout out to Allison, who's on the team. She actually crochets these little creatures
Oh yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
hold your deodorizers for you.
Oh nice.
So it's phenomenal. Like I carry it, mine goes in my shoes and in my gym bag everywhere because everybody knows after a couple months of working out in your gym shoes and you
Yeah.
start putting them into an enclosed space, things are going to start smelling funky.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
I feel like that's just a general, just put those in the bottom of your bag.
yeah,
Those right
yeah.
between like your knee sleeves, your wrist guards, all that stuff.
Oh God.
So going through like the rest of the equipment.
Belt.
Basics wise, I feel like some sort of knee protection, whether
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
a neoprene sleeve or whatever. But if you have the ability to do so, get some sort of a strap, or if you have like a duffel bag with like the strap over the top, attach your knee sleeves to that. And the big reason we were just talking about is like airing those things out. Like I don't know if you ever smelled somebody's knee sleeves that have never been washed, but holy hell.
Dude,
Air
they smell like Fritos.
it's
Like
just
the
so bad. But
so
air those
bad.
things out. And like I said, I saw a guy doing it. He literally just attached like a rip cord to his back
That's good.
that like he just
Mm.
like he would unhook, slide both his sleeves on, and then hook it back on. Like that's cool. Like I don't wear my knee sleeves all too often now. Because I don't think I lift anything heavy enough. So I try to be as minimalist as possible. But like I always have like if I do have a pair of knee sleeves in my bag, I always have them sitting like I have them somewhere to where they're going to be out and not like just like packed away in the bag like
Yeah.
molding and growing whatever diseases on them that they can grow from just being sweaty, nasty, and humid in the bottom of your gym bag.
Yeah, I will say it was one of the things about the Haven bag that I do miss is they
Yeah.
had a ventilated pocket at
Oh,
the top
interesting.
of the bag so you could put your knee sleeves and like your sweaty gym clothes in there and they would get the ventilation necessary to be able to dry out and
Oh, nice.
not
That is nice. What
not
knee
stink up
sleeve?
the rest of your bag.
What knee sleeves do you prefer?
I still use the old like I'll either have Reband or the Rogue ones.
Okay.
Um, I've been looking at other brands to try, like Two Pood or
Yeah.
something like that. But I haven't picked up new knee sleeves in a long time. I'm kind of guilty of that's one thing I'm cheap on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is like I'm gonna wear these things until they no longer like
There's nothing
fit
wrong
my
with
leg
that.
and they slide down to my
There's
ankles every
nothing
time.
wrong with that. I have the right now the ones I rock are the Serious Steel pull tabs.
Ooh,
Um,
nice.
they're the first company. I don't care what anybody tries to tell me. I have the receipts. They were the first company to have them, and they're like that. They're like that softer material. They're not
Okay.
neoprene. Like they have
Yeah.
elasticness to them, but I like them because they just give a lot more support than neoprene. And with the pull tabs, they come up and down. But they came out with those way before most people were, and they kind of like them and Spud Inc. were the first two companies that came out with the pull
Mm.
tabs and stuff. And so like they took a lot of my input in terms of how to like refine it. So like the tab wasn't rubbing up against you and how to reinforce it. Because the first pair that one of the first pairs they sent me, I ripped the tabs right off trying to put them on and stuff like that. But I really like the pull tab ones. Mostly, like I said, for more support than warmth over anything else.
I usually stick with like the 5 millimeters. It's right in between. I don't do
Oh
like
yeah,
the super
yeah.
small 3 millimeter. I don't even know if I know they made 3 millimeter for a while. I don't know if they still do because I feel like,
Most companies don't. The closest thing, like I feel like because you have companies like Hook Grip with like those cloth knee sleeves. So if
yeah,
you get something three
that's probably the
millimeter,
closest to
get those. I wouldn't get like a neoprene one because I feel like it's just a waste of material. What wrist wraps do you rock?
So I'm not a huge wrist wrap guy.
Okay.
I still just use like the old school like cloth wraps, right? When I do use wrist wraps. I've tried the heavier, like I don't even know what they are really material wise, but it doesn't matter. They're super stretchy with the hook, for around your
Oh yeah.
thumb. I can't use those. It's too
Interesting.
much. But the cloth ones that you just wrap around, a little loop goes in, and then you just twist them until they tighten down. Those are still to this day like the most comfortable and the ones that I like the best. And they like compact down really well. So they take up a minimal amount of space inside of my gym bag, whereas the other ones are so big. Like you've got two
Yeah.
round, like cinnamon roll style things that you're shoving in your bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do know people that love the leather onyx ones.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I have. I have the
Is
cherry
it?
tops.
Yeah, and I haven't tried them yet, but everybody that
They're
uses them
nice.
swears by them.
Yeah, they're nice. I like them a lot. Danny gave me a custom pair because they sponsored my grid season one year.
Yeah,
And when I was doing, strongman and stuff like that, I needed something with a little bit more support and like that limited my movement. So I have a pair of like the Serious Steel, like heavy duty wraps and stuff. And they're like what you were talking about. They got the little hook
yeah,
and everything like that, and you wrap it up as tight as you can. I really like those. Like those are superior. Uh,
yeah. I'll have to try the Onyx ones at some point though, because Danny's a great guy. Like if you've never
yes.
met Danny at a meet, like super nice dude, and
Yeah.
his stuff is real. Like you're gonna pay for the quality, but the
Yeah.
quality is
Top
like
notch. Like
top
they
notch.
hand make everything.
Yeah.
Um, And then yeah, like what other so we're kind of going down here. We've covered shoes, knee wraps, wrist wraps. You
Belts.
like belts. I'm not a big belt guy, so I am of no help in this one. I couldn't even tell you the last time I wore a belt to do something. So what belt
So
are you
I
rocking?
I only use a belt when I'm feeling like honestly because I've got like sciatica issues and sometimes I'm like I'm gonna go heavy
100%.
and all I'm really trying to do at that point is I'm not trying to improve my lift. I'm using it more as kind of a can I prevent my sciatica from acting up by giving
Yeah.
myself a little extra support kind of situation. Um, and for that, like I've had a Rogue nylon belt forever. Now you've got all the different ones, the self-locking. I've tried the self-locking ones. They're okay, like they're fine. I mean, it's all essentially the same belt with just a different locking mechanism. My favorite belt that I have, but I can't really like throw it in a gym bag,
Yeah.
is I do have a Rogue leather belt.
Okay.
And that thing's super sweet. Like that's a
Yeah.
beautiful belt, really nice, but like it's going to take up a ton of space in my bag. So I want something that I can just cram down. I'm trying to get, so Mark over at Thick Boy, Mark is the CEO of the clothing brand Thick Boy, did a collab with a belt company, and the belt is phenomenal.
Oh,
Like I
nice.
just I just really like it. And
Yeah.
so I was actually texting Mark last night trying to figure out where to get it. And it's like just a promotional thing that they did
Nice.
that they're sending out to like influencers and athletes just for fun.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm gonna see if I can con him into giving me one.
There
But
you go. There you go.
outside of that, like again, I've had that Rogue nylon belt for a decade.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The two poop belts have always held up well. Like I've had a couple different versions of those and stuff
Okay.
like that. I just like I said, for me personally, I just don't lift with. I don't think I lift heavy enough anymore to require a belt,
You
and
know,
I have not used one. And plus, like I just appreciate not having the space. I have used leather belt wise Pioneer before in the past. I've used both the two prong. I'm not a huge fan of lever belts, however the hell you say it.
yeah, the lever,
I'm not
lever
a big
belt.
fan of those. I just feel like it restricts my movement too much. Um,
Yeah.
and I have worn what's called a breathe belt.
Hmm.
Those little like neoprene, like they're
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I
Yeah,
am
I got you.
underselling it through. That was kind of cool when those came out. But then they had a crappy human being that started pushing them really
Yeah.
hard and all sorts of stuff like that. And I was just like, we're good. Um,
I do want to say with the belt thing too, like I tell most people, I'm like, don't if you're using it as a safety thing,
yes.
like it just like mentally you're like, oh, I'm gonna lift heavy, so I gotta use a belt. Where I see people misuse a belt is they put it on for everything, which means you're not building your core strength and core stability as well. Like I tell my lifters and I'm, very adamant about this is like you can put a belt on when you're over 80%.
Yeah, that's usually my rule of thumb.
Yeah.
That is usually my rule of thumb as well. Like I say like
Yeah.
train without it as long as you can and then kind of
Yes.
go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, extras. We'll go through your extras. For me personally, I have a wide array of bands just
Yeah.
simply for, warming up, accessory work. Because if I go into a gym that doesn't have machines or anything like that, I need things to do accessory work with. So I
Hmm.
rock the Serious Steel bands.
Yeah.
And then I've got a variety of balls in my bag. I've got one of the bigger like mobility balls from Serious Steel for like work, like you were talking about sciatica. Like I'll get some sciatica pain if I've been sitting a lot or driving
Yeah.
a lot or something like that. So that kind of helps loosen that up. I have like a little cross ball for my feet, my shoulders and stuff like that. But those are pretty much like the main things. Obviously thumb tape. If you're a weightlifter, having good thumb tape and stuff like that. Another thing that I think is often overlooked, like especially like at a Lifetime Fitness, like with the other place that I work, is like you can't have chalk in there. So I always have a thing of liquid chalk in my bag. It's just
Mm.
super helpful to have on you at all times. So those would be
Right.
like my three like miscellaneous things that I would add in there is get some bands. Go to SeriousSteelFitness.com, get yourself some bands there. This is turning into an ad for them, but that's all the shit that I
That's
do.
all right. Hey, go ahead.
But like like I said, I have the mobility ball and a lacrosse ball from Serious Steel. I've got a set of every bands, I think from size 0 up to 6. And then, yeah, and then I have, like I said, I have my thumb tape and my liquid chalk that is always in there in case I need any of that.
Yeah, so I would say for me, bands, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like I carry a thing of bands, and that's just something that I've recently started doing, honestly, this year or
Yeah.
last year, going into this year, because I started going places that didn't have bands, and
Yeah.
they're such
Yeah.
a staple in
Yeah.
terms of like warm up and, like you said, accessory work that it
Yeah.
was just like, and when you buy bands. Get them from Serious Steel, right? I'm gonna give that plug because that's where Rachel got hers from, and they're bulletproof. Like she
Yeah.
just,
So the set that I've had, I'm going I like about usually about every 3 to 4 years, I've got to replace them because I
yeah.
use them pretty much on a daily basis. And yeah, that's what happens with them.
If you're gonna get them off Amazon, I've gotten a couple sets off
Oh yeah.
Amazon. They're still great, but make sure you're paying for the good ones, the thick
Yeah.
ones, because I've seen gyms especially that buy bands is they'll buy these really thin, like because they look pretty kind of
Yeah.
bands, but then you start actually using them and they just don't last. And
Right.
if you're
Right.
a gym owner, and this is derailed a second, when you see them starting to fray,
Get rid of
get rid of them because I've seen way too many that are
them. Yeah.
fraying and then they
Just like
snap.
tampons. They look terrible too.
Yeah, and they snap. So bands, yeah, lacrosse ball, 100%, right? That's a non-negotiable because you can
Right.
use it for so many different things as far as like mobility work. Um, so I would say that sometimes I'll carry like an extra pair of socks.
Oh
If,
yeah.
if I'm going somewhere afterwards, I'm gonna like, oh, I will say this is now a staple, and I'm gonna show you this because I got one of the bags sitting next to me
Nice.
because this is
Ooh,
body spray.
spray biofreeze.
No, this is body spray.
Oh, okay. I thought it looked like it was native
It
to.
kind of looks like BioFreeze, right? I don't use BioFreeze, but this is body spray
Oh,
because I sweat a lot
yeah,
when I
yeah.
when I lift, and if you're not sweating a lot while you're lifting, you're fucking doing it wrong,
Right.
right? But if I have to coach afterwards, there's a chance that I might smell a little funky. Uh,
Yeah.
so I carry body spray with me so that
Yep.
I can
I do that as well. I always have a thing
yeah,
of spray on me for sure.
right? And like to defunk and everything else. And then some other things that I'll carry with me, like I might have a tripod or a gimbal for my phone
Yeah, yeah,
if if I need to record something, not for like influencer purposes because I'm not an influencer, but for like my own personal review,
yeah.
right? If I'm feeling like I need to pay attention to my lift and I don't have anybody there to keep an eye on me, I might want to record my own lift. If I want to record something because I have somebody asking me, hey, am I doing this right? And they're not, I'm going to record myself doing it right and then sending it off to them. And
100%. 100%.
having like a little mini tripod or a little gimbal, and you can find them now. They're super small,
Yeah,
compact,
yeah.
they fold down. Um, but having that, if you're a strength agenda athlete, get something like this
Yes, please.
so that you can record yourself doing your lifts and it's easy to set up and move around
To me.
and then send your lifts through the assessment that
Yes.
has been put into the app for you
There you go. There you go.
and do the thing
You
that
should make
Tom always
sure
tells you to do.
you should make sure Rachel knows this.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. I gave her a gimbal.
I
I gave
know.
her one.
Oh,
She
she has
has one that even has a little remote control, so she doesn't have to go over to it and reset it. But I am saying, like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
benefit of having that technology
Right.
is nice because I can literally, like, you can pick it up, move it over, set it, like,
Yeah.
change
Yeah.
position really fast. And with if you're just using your phone, trying to find things to prop it against and like all of that
Yeah.
noise is a pain in the ass. So
100%.
get yourself like a little gimbal stand for your phone,
For sure.
action camera, whatever it is that you use. That's kind of nice. And if I know that I'm gonna be at the gym for a while and
Yeah.
then maybe I'm going somewhere else or I'm elsewhere and I'm doing a bunch of stuff for work or we're traveling, I might have a power bank
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a
Always.
cord in there, obviously, to charge my phone because
Yeah.
you never know, and my headphones, like
Nice.
my
Nice.
AirPods are. I don't use them that often actually anymore.
Yeah.
I just
I
kind of
know.
tune out. I don't need music or anything to lift. There might be
If
occasion.
I'm in a more commercial setting, I'll just put them in so people don't talk to me so I can get my workout done.
Sure, yeah, right. Honestly, like just to cut the noise out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that about covers. Oh, and one of these things to clean my eyeglasses with because
There you
they
go.
get filthy when I'm lifting and sweating.
All right. So to wrap this up, we got your shoes, we got your supportive gear, and we've got your mobility stuff, and then we've got your non-essentials but nice to haves. Hopefully
Rice
this.
Krispie treats.
Well, that too. Food is always nice. Snacks.
Mhm.
So hopefully that was, helpful. You guys were able to take some things that you might not have had. You might have took some tips. Hopefully some things spoke out at you that you'll add. Check out, King Kong. Check out Tupu. Check out, Serious Steel Fitness. All these companies that we have brought up.
Check out our gear section on
Check
our
out our
website.
gear
We've
section on
got
the
serious
website.
steel on there.
Serious Steel stuff on there. We've got the ice shaker cups.
Yeah,
Just some cool shirts to wear.
cool shirts. Yes.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and end it on there. We appreciate your guys' support. Please go to www.thestrengthagenda.com. Check out us on all our social medias. Send John some love, send me some love because we desperately are in need of it from a day-to-day basis. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. So until next time, my name is Tom.
My name is John.
See you guys later.
Bye, guys.